Gentlemen, Gegard Mousasi back to the program. Obviously been on here several times before. Every time we talk, it seems like the entertainment value has increased in the UFC, and you're kind of getting left behind. Then you did that amazing post-fight that everyone blew up about, and really it's just you really weren't doing anything different that you normally do. You just were more vocal about it in front of a lot more cameras.
Yeah, I just speak my mind a little bit more, I believe. And, you can be a good fighter, but let's say you're a good fighter with a little bit big mouth, you get a lot bigger opportunities. So it makes a big difference.
And what's interesting is that, and most of the fans at home know, usually we chat before we start taping. How you came off in the press conference is how you come off to me all the time. Like, it wasn't anything differently, but it did seem like you kind of took the choker off. It was like, I'm just going to stay now. I'm not going to be politically correct. I don't care about other people's feelings because I need to get bigger payday.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. Because, I was always, let's say, politically correct. I'm polite. I'm respectful to my opponents. But people still didn't like me, But now I just speak my mind. Still people don't like me. People like me or they don't like me. It doesn't matter what I do. People going to like you or not. So at least I'm gonna be myself, and we see how it goes. I'm more vocal now. Nothing else.
Did you have to have a conversation with your management team and your coaches to say, hey, look, this is what I'm going to do, or did you just do it and tell them this is what's going to be like going forward?
No, I wasn't satisfied with the way things were going. Let's say I was ranked number 9. People don't give me credit, So it was more that I was not satisfied, that I felt I need to speak out.
Well, now you just talked about your ranking. You're ranked 5th, and Uriah Hall's ranked 10th. But this still is a tough fight for you. It's not, the rankings still don't mean don't mean that much. No.
This fight I have a lot to lose. He's a dangerous guy. He can be dangerous in his striking, but I know what I did wrong the first time, so it's not gonna happen again. You never know. It's fight. Nothing is written. Nothing is on black or white. It's written that I'm gonna win. But the way I train, the way I feel, I should be able to win, and I think I'm gonna do that also.
Did you have to change anything during this training camp to get ready for Uriah?
Well, we trained on his kicks because he's good kicks. I had a short training camp, but I studied his tape, so I knew a little bit what to expect. And this time I'm going to be a lot smarter. That's the only difference. But it's going to be. It should be a dominant performance, I believe. But let's see. A win is a win. If it goes decision or I finish him, I don't care. As long as I'm going to win.
I got to ask, because you fought, Vitor you fought in October 8th, and now you're going to fight November 19th. You did say it's a shorter training camp, but you're in training camp. You fought, you won, you had like a week off, and you immediately came back into training camp. Do you feel the wear and tear now? Because it's really been a long training camp. You have to go back to when you started for Vitor till now.
Yeah, it always does, but but you have always that end of the week. You're not end of those last 2 weeks before you're tired. You're all done. You always have that. So I had it also with this fight because you've been training for so long for a fight. So nothing new. But I know today I sparred. I was in very good shape. I'm now tuning it down a little bit. I'm hungry actually to fight because I feel like I got something to put straight, and that's what I'm gonna do.
This will be your 4th fight in 2016. Is that enough for you, or would you like to fight more?
No, I don't think I will be able to fight 5 times this year, but I think 4 is enough, and maybe next year 2 times, 3 times. It depends. I think if I win this, I'm 1 away for a title shot. I'm very close. I think Chris Weidman or Luke Rock are gonna get me there. So I need to get this win and then get a top guy, and then I'm up there.
So obviously Uriah's coming off of 2 2-fight losing streak. Lost to Whitaker, lost to Brunson, beat you. His last win was actually over you back in a year ago. Does that make him more dangerous coming into this fight or less dangerous?
Well, he got nothing to lose. He's a underdog. But obviously he's coming off 2 losses, so he's not that confident. He's not gonna do him well. And he has felt my strength, I believe, in the fight. Obviously, he's gonna rely on his kicks to finish the fight again. And but like I said, nothing that I haven't seen. I'm not underestimating him. I'm not gonna. The first fight, I wanted to go through him, just like a bull. I wanted to go through him, just to destroy him. But it's not gonna go that way. I'm gonna be calm and collected, and if it goes 5 rounds, it goes 5 rounds. That's the mentality that I have for this fight, and I don't see how it could go wrong.
Both of you guys are finishers, so I think someone's going to get done. I'm not sure what the over/under is on the round time, but I think the fight's going to be done by the 3rd round. By the time it gets into the 3rd, we won't see championship rounds because the fight will be over at that point.
Yeah, I'm not expecting it to go very long, but he's a durable guy. I had him in the first round a couple times, mount, back. He's not a guy that gives up. So he's gonna go. He's gonna go till the end.
So I got to ask, your fight is literally the week after the biggest fight card ever for the UFC, at UFC 205, on the 12th. You guys come in on the 19th, the following weekend. I feel like the UFC's put all their money, put all their bag of tricks into this one card at Madison Square Garden, and then they have a fight night immediately after the following weekend. Do you think there's going to be a lot more casual fans watching your fight because it's a free fight? Obviously, it's on Fight Pass and FX and Fox, but also too coming off such a big weekend. Now it's going to translate over to the next week. Do you feel it's going to fall through?
Well, I don't care. I don't think about that one. I'm just thinking I get my rematch, I get my revenge, and get the next fight to go for the title. I don't care how many people watch me, even if it's 10 people. Who cares? If I get the win, it's gonna be on my record, and that's all I'm thinking about. My goal is get this win, and then hopefully February get another fight, and after that a title shot. Anything can change. Things can change very fast. Luke Rockhold is out now, so who you have next is Chris Weidman, Jacare, or Yoel Romero. But Yoel Romero is fighting Chris Weidman, so one of them gonna be eliminated. So it leaves 2 of them, So it changes very soon. The landscape changes every time. So I'm just focusing on this fight. Just get the W and go from there.
It's been interesting. I talked to a couple other fighters also on your card, and they said the same thing. They don't care who watches. It's just about getting the W, making sure that they win, keep going up the ladder, keep moving their ways up the rank. And I find it interesting that the only one that really worries about numbers per se is Conor McGregor, who's fighting the weekend before. He worries about numbers though because he gets pay-per-view money. He gets part of that pay that goes in for pay-per-view. He gets that money. Do you think once you're the champ and you're starting to get pay-per-view money, will you start then worrying about how many people are actually watching me, how many people like me?
Well, I don't have pay-per-view on my contract, so for me it doesn't matter. Undercard, prelim, or main card, or co-main event, for me it doesn't matter. For some people, situations are different, so they get all in that trash talking stuff. So I don't need to do that. I don't need to sell any fights. I'm getting paid the same amount if I fight John Jones or I fight whoever. It doesn't matter. So my goal is because after this I have 1 more fight left. I have to win this and then beat the other guy, and then I'm a contender. So, and then we see from that.
I like the way that you are now publicly. Like I said earlier, you've always been that way privately. That's just who you are. You don't hold back. You're not really politically correct. You like to speak your mind, and that's refreshing. A lot of people try to be nice to everybody. You just say it like it is. I like this persona of you now publicly. Are we going to see more of this? Is this the way you're going to be now going forward?
Well, definitely. Like I said, yeah. Sometimes some people get opportunities that they wouldn't get if they wouldn't have a big mouth. Let's say Chael Sonnen got title fights, you know, against John Jones. That wasn't because, but you know, talking helped. Even with Conor McGregor, he's fighting for the which division is he fighting? Lightweight. He didn't deserve that fight. He's not even defending his belt, let alone go another division and fight there. He didn't earn that. You have Michael Bisping. He's a good fighter, but he's not the great fighter. You know what I mean? He's a good fighter, but he's not, let's say, top of the tier. But because of he's from UK and stuff, and he speaks good English, he talks well. It helps him with some certain fights, big fights. So, it just you have to be a good fighter. I'm not saying just have a big mouth and you're gonna get there. All of them are good fighters, but definitely if you have you're vocal and you know what you're talking about, it's gonna help you get closer to get doors open that normally wouldn't.
So you said earlier that all the top end changes all the time. There's always somebody different at the top. Right now, obviously, it was Rockhold. Now it's Bisping. If you had a choice of anybody to fight anywhere in the weight class that all of a sudden becomes champ, and you had a choice to fight them for the belt, who would it be?
I would like to fight Michael Bisping because he has the belt, and obviously, in the top 5, he's obviously everyone thinks he's the weakest. I got a lot of respect for Bisping. I'm not bad mounting him. He deserves to be champion. But obviously, when you look at the number 1 to 4, you always gonna say, well, Bisping is the easiest fight. Probably a lot of people gonna think. But for me, it doesn't matter because I want to fight for the belt. Everyone wants to fight. But belt is, if you have belt, you're gonna make a lot of money. Everyone want to have the belt. For me, if I made the same money if I had the belt, if I didn't have the belt, for me it didn't matter. I don't need the belt. But the belt is, you're gonna be champion, you're gonna be ex-champion, so your pay goes up. It's simple as that. That's why everyone want to fight for the belt. Who cares? Belt doesn't mean always a lot. It doesn't say you're always the better fighter in that division. Some people are champion, but probably the other guys are better fighters.
It really is. It still is about the matchups and the being there at the right time at the right place. We saw it with, like you said, we saw it with Bisping. He was in the right place at the right time, went in and fought Rockhold. Rockhold came in and got beat. And and now he's the champ. That's just how it works. Same thing happened a long time ago with GSP and Matt Serra. Matt Serra came out and GSP underestimated him and he got knocked out. And that's just how it goes. It's fun. That's why we still watch the sport. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of times it's circumstance. You need luck. And let's say, then things work out for you,
Yeah, it's so much easier. Yeah. Well, I think this fight's very winnable for you. Of course, I love Uriah Hall. I love his style. I love his attitude towards the fight. Yeah. But obviously, I think you're the better fighter of the two. Obviously, better on the ground, better wrestling. I think you have a better stand-up game. But I think Hall hits a little bit harder because he throws a little bit.
Well, he's not a heavy-handed guy. He's not. If it just punches, he's gonna get knocked out very fast. And I do believe I'm gonna win very fast, but we see how it goes. He's a guy who has he's tough. He doesn't give up. But we see how it goes. He has his chances to win, and it's a fight. We're gonna fight, but obviously. I'm not gonna make the same mistake. It's I've never been knocked out. 50 fights. I got kickboxing. I got boxing fights. I got a good chin. It's not like sometimes shit happens, but I don't see it happening soon again.
That's Gegard Mousasi. He's got Uriah Hall coming up here. UFC Fight Night, Saturday, November 19th. Check it out. Gegard, thanks so much coming on here. I appreciate it, especially with the time change. I know it's late for you, but we'll talk again soon. Have fun in the rest of your training camp.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you. Bye-bye.